Hi, hello, and welcome, or welcome back to another reading vlog. Today we are going to be starting a vlog where we read exclusively beach books. So yeah, I've been doing this theme with my son on the beach, and I figured why not let it flow into my own personal reading. And it's summer and I want to be in a summery mood. So I picked up some beachy books. This one I picked up at the library. It's called The Beach Trap by Brady. And it is supposed to be about two best friends torn apart by a life-altering secret one summer to set the record straight. It looks like it's about these two girls that when they're 12 years old, they're best friends, but they have a falling out because it turns out that they are both half sisters and they didn't know. 15 years later, their father dies suddenly and he leaves them a joint inheritance, the family beach house in Destin, Florida. And the two sisters basically have to come to the beach house to, I don't know, fix it, renovate the dilapidated house. And yeah, just as the weeks pass, the two women realize the most difficult project they will face this summer is coming to grips with their shared past and learning how to become sisters. So it's a beachy book because it takes place on a beach, in a beach house. That's all I need to know. I think it should be an interesting read. I don't read a lot about sisters. I usually read like romance books as beach reads, but I've been out of a romance mood and out of a fantasy mood. So I'm hoping something like this will be a lot of fun. And then when I was at Barnes & Noble's, they had like one of those $5 books at the cafe. If you buy anything at the cafe, you get a book for $5. And this is the book that they had. It's called Liar's Beach by Cotugno. This one is about Lyndon, who is this like poor kid masquerading as a rich kid for this like, what is it called? Prep school? Yeah, a prep school. And he's invited in the summer to his friend Jasper's house in Martha's Vineyard. And everyone at August's house is ready for a wicked good time. So when someone is found unconscious in the pool after a night of partying, it's quickly labeled an accident, but Lyndon begins to wonder, as does Holiday, Lyndon's childhood friend and the only person on the island who knows the truth about his humble background. There's nothing Holiday loves more than a mystery, and she's convinced there's a killer on the vineyard, and now it's up to them to figure out who. So this one is supposed to be like a retelling of Agatha Christie's mysterious affair at Styles, and that's actually the only Agatha Christie book I have read. Now, it didn't have phenomenal reviews when I looked it up on Goodreads, but I'm hoping that it doesn't matter because it's like a super short and it's a YA thriller, so I'm not really expecting a whole lot. I just want something kind of mind-numbing that takes place at a beach and is a little twisty. So hopefully it does that. And this one, once again, takes place at a beach, and that's all I want, are books that take place at beaches, because I want to feel like I'm at the beach. So living vicariously through my books, let's go along, and I'm going to start with Liar's Beach and take you with me. Alright, update time while my son is eating and I've got green tractors in the background. I was able to read about 50 pages from Liar's Beach, and so far I don't like it and I don't hate it. I just kind of am existing with it. I kind of feel the same way I felt when I was reading The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I didn't really love it and I didn't really hate it. It just kind of existed. And I have a feeling that's how this is gonna be, which is fine. I definitely am getting the beachy vibes from it though. It takes place on Martha's Vineyard, like I said, at a beach house for the Richie Rich. And yeah, the setting is great for a beach read. And there's one major mystery because a body ends up, what is it? We haven't even gotten to that part yet, but on the back of the book, it talks about how someone is found unconscious in the pool after a night of partying, and it looks like it was an accident, but there's a possibility it's not. But besides that big major one, we've already gotten like 3 little mini mysteries that are happening. So there's like more than what meets the eye. Our narrator doesn't seem to be the most reliable of narrators. His name is Lyndon, and we haven't even gotten to our Hercule Poirot character yet, which is going to be Holiday. We have met her, but she's not like really been a huge fixture in the book yet. So 50 pages in, it's okay. It's a YA thriller, mystery, more mystery than thriller, honestly. But yeah, it's interesting. The characters are all pretty insufferable, unlikable, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for me in a thriller. I actually don't like really likable characters in thrillers because one of them could end up being the bad guy, and I don't want that from one of the characters that I like. So yeah, other than that, I think that is all I've got for you, and I'm gonna keep on reading. This is a really short book. Like, let's see, 275 pages. So hopefully I finish it. Maybe this will just be a weekend vlog, and I will be finishing it soon. So I will update you in a little bit. Good morning. So last night I stopped at 50 pages on Myers Beach, and then at night I picked up my Kindle and I've been reading Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth. I'm trying to decide whether it's really a beach read. There's a pool. I'm gonna let it count. Just because I want to finish it so bad. It's actually really, really good so far. Sally Hepworth, I don't love thrillers all the time, but the last thriller that I really loved, she wrote it, The Soulmate. So this one's so far so good, and I am enjoying it thoroughly. I'm only about 25% in, so can't really say too much except that it is about these 3 women who are foster sisters, and it's very clear that back when they were in the their foster house together, something not so great happened. Their foster mother was atrocious, and now in the future they're all adults and they're coping with the events of their childhood in different ways, and this detective calls each of them and tells them that they need to speak with them because bones have been discovered at the house that they were fostered at. And it doesn't seem like any of the girls have anything to do with it yet, but we're still early days in this book, so we'll see where it goes. But yeah, it's really good. It flips between past and present, like their childhood and the current day when these bones have been found. So I'm really, really enjoying it a lot, and I can't wait to continue reading it. And now that it's daytime, I'm going to pick up Myers Beach again and get some reading in. This girl, her boyfriend is found unconscious in a pool with a gash on his head, and she calls him Buddy. Like, that's what I call my son and little tiny children. Buddy? Really? Ew. Strange choice. Strange choice. So, first of all, I do have a suspect for who may have thrown this child in the pool. Child, because he's like 16, 17. And I'm not going to say who it is so we don't spoil it. But yeah, I have a feeling it could be one character that hasn't got a lot of screen time yet, but is an interesting character. And I'm also really like intrigued with the way, like, the themes that this book is presenting. So the main character is not someone, Lyndon, he's not from a rich family, but he's pretending to be. And spending time with the Kendricks, he's starting to realize that they have very different lives, not just in the fact that they have all this stuff, but also the way they are treated by authority, and so it talks about how it was as if Jasper and his family were untouchable, like they had some kind of invisible missile shield of power and privilege around them that nothing, not even something like this, could penetrate. So I have a feeling that this story is going to kind of, touch on that idea of privilege and power, and how that comes into play in moments like these, absolute atrocities, and how people get away with it. So very interested to see where this goes. And yeah, I'm actually enjoying this book. I'm not like loving it, but I'm enjoying it. It's a fun mystery. It's YA, which isn't really my jam most of the time, but in this instance, I'm enjoying it because it's not like a romance, I guess. And I can't do YA romance anymore, I think. All right, I have made it a little bit less than halfway through. We're at the point where Holiday, which is our YA Hercule Poirot, has entered the scene. Her and Lyndon have gotten coffee, and he's gone over the case with her, and she's like, yep, I'm taking it on. Like, she just like inserts herself, which, if I remember correctly, is how the case in The Mysterious Affair at Styles went. It was kind of similar. The whole book so far, I can see where it's taking inspiration from it. The building of the different suspect characters, the whole main character of Lyndon is very reminiscent of the main character, the narrator from The Mysterious Affair at Styles, because I wouldn't even say that the narrator is a main character, because clearly they're not the killer, but also they're not the detective. So their real only role is to bring the detective into the case, because they know the detective and they know the other parties. So very similar in that respect as well. I am enjoying it. It's fun. It's light. It's not heavy. It's not super dark, because, I mean, it's dark, like somebody's dying or is dead or will die or whatever, but it doesn't feel dark like regular thrillers. I would definitely classify this as mystery and not thriller, if I had to say. All right, so one outfit change, and 100 pages into Liar's Beach. I have absolutely no theories about who did it. I don't think I had any theories when I read Mysterious Affair at Styles either, but I am totally seeing the influence that that book had on this one, and I'm not hating it. I mean, I don't love mysteries like this. I think they're fun, but I don't like have an obsession with them, so I'm not obsessed with this. But it is fun, and I'm kind of not like, I mean, I have one theory about who could have done it, but everybody seems like a suspect, and I think it's supposed to be that way. That's the way it is with Agatha Christie books as well. So I'm definitely seeing her influence on Katie Cotugno's writing, which is not a bad thing. Imitation is the greatest flattery, and the whole point of this book is that it is a rewriting of that. I also see the similarities in how Lyndon is this poorer, lower class person infiltrating these higher class people. That was a similar theme in The Mysterious Affair at Styles. Holiday has made her appearance. She is currently working the case. The way that they're going about it is very similar to the way that Hercule Poirot does it in Mysterious Affair at Styles. So Lots of references to that. I can see that. If you haven't read it, then you probably wouldn't see it that way. And I don't know if it would be as enjoyable, not knowing that it is a retelling of that same story. But knowing it and getting to see the similarities is kind of fun. So yeah, I'm enjoying my time with it. I'm almost halfway through, and like I said, no real theories. Everybody kind of seems like a suspect, and I don't know that I'm as great at solving mysteries as I am thrillers. So we will see if the one theory that I had ended up being correct by the end of this. Y'all, I don't know what it is. I don't even like popcorn, but I am craving some popcorn right now, so I'm gonna pop some corn. Then I am going to read some more Liar's Beach while my son watches Blippi in the background. Sounds about right. Say hi.
Hi.
Good morning. It is a day later. I did not read anything yesterday. Not a Kindle, not my book, nothing. I brought it with me to the park with the attempt of reading it, and there was a lot of drama going on yesterday, and I was taking care of that. So today, though, we are traveling to Greenville. Not sure how I'm going to get any reading done today either, which is a shame because I wanted to finish this book before we left. And that's clearly not going to happen. So I guess I'm bringing 2 books with me to Miami. So this is becoming a travel vlog. Yay! I'm going to take you guys with me to Miami. Well, it's first to Greenville and then to Miami. And yeah, we'll see what kind of reading I get done while I'm on vacation. All right. Am I taking too many books? Possibly. But here's the thing. The first book that I'm taking is one that I've already finished reading, and I just need to return. It is for my sister of the traveling books, and the person that I mail my books to lives in Miami. So we're just going to meet up, and I'm going to give her the books, so that way I don't have to mail it to her. Not actually reading this one, and I'm getting rid of it. This one is the one I'm currently in the middle of, and unfortunately, I'm only halfway through, which means I need to bring it with me. Maybe I finish it in Greenville. Maybe I finish it today and I leave it behind in Greenville. That could work. We're going to hold on to that hope and that dream. But the possibility is, and the probability is, that I won't finish it until we get to Miami. So, gotta bring this one because I'm halfway through it. This is the other book that I was planning on reading for this vlog, The Beach Trap, and this is the one that I was actually planning on taking to Miami, so have to take this one. And then because I am a mood reader, I decided I needed to bring just one other book, just in case I hated The Beach Trap, and that one is The Idiot by Elif Batuman. This one is another summer book. Well, I don't know if it's really supposed to be a summer book, but it takes place in 1995 in the summer, so I'm calling it a summer book. And I'm bringing that one with me. So 4 books, but one of them I'm getting rid of. The other one I am hopefully going to finish today and just leave behind before I actually head to Miami. And because I'm staying with my aunt, so I'll just leave it at her house, and maybe my cousin will want to read it since it's YA. Book problems, my friends. Well, same day, much later, I should be in Greenville by now. In fact, I was in Greenville 2 hours ago. However, 20 minutes from my aunt's house, I realized I had forgotten my kids' feeding tube pump. Like, the one thing I could not forget, because you cannot get it. Like, it's not replaceable. Luckily, we only live 2 hours away, so I drove my happy ass 2 hours back home. We are eating lunch, and then we are going to get back on the road, drive 2 hours back to my aunt's house. And it's just gonna be a long day. Is any reading getting done? Probably not. Such is life. Good morning. Several days later, we are actually in Miami already. We've been here for 2 days, and I have gotten very little reading on Liar's Beach done. We've been spending time with family and friends, and I just haven't had the time, but I do plan on continuing to read it. I've got some free time today, and yeah, so hopefully I get some more reading done. I have like 100 pages left, so hopefully I can get done with this in the next day or two, and I can move on to a new book, or very possibly finish the vlog off with just one book read. It's very possible at this point. All right, so I actually have gotten to read a bit today, and we have gotten to the part where there's a love triangle. That's right, YA book, love triangle. It's almost like guaranteed. So, yeah. It's going good. I am enjoying it. The love triangle is interesting, but predictable. And yeah, I've got about 75 pages left in this book, so I'll probably finish it either today or tomorrow. Right, I finished Liar's Beach, and yeah, it was a YA thriller mystery. Was it really a thriller? I don't really see it as a thriller. It was definitely a mystery, definitely Agatha Christie-esque. There was even a like what is that called? Not closed door. When they're all in one room together. I can't remember what it's called. It will come to me like tomorrow, I'm sure. But yeah, I finished it. There was that scene. Lyndon was a stupid teenage boy. Who would be surprised? Holiday was like snarky and almost like Veronica Mars-esque, and except rich, but not wanting to be rich. Interesting characters. And the book sets up for a second book almost immediately at the end, so it leaves off on a cliffhanger. I don't know that I want to continue the series. It was a 3.5 star read for me, and I'm not sure whether that's worth it for me to continue the series. Maybe if I need like a little palate cleanser mystery novel, I could pick it up, but I don't know. It was a fun little beach mystery read though, for sure. So I've still got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 4 days while I'm here in Miami, and I am going to pick up The Beach Trap by Brady. This is the book I borrowed from the library, and it is about two best friends torn apart by a life-altering secret one summer to set the record straight. And basically, when they're 12, these best friends find out that they're half-sisters, and it breaks apart their friendship. And then their dad dies, and he leaves them a joint inheritance, and they have to kind of figure that out. It is by Berkeley, which usually means it's a romance, but this seems more like a family drama. So I'm interested to see what they do with that. I have never heard of this book before, another book I've never heard of before. So I'm curious to see what I think of it.
I am on the last day of our trip and I am about 50 pages into the beach trap. It is cute so far. I am not loving being inside, so it's actually dual perspective. The main characters are Kat and Blake, and Kat was kind of, like this rich Jewish girl who, her dad like was a businessman, and she goes to this fancy summer camp, and she meets Blake, and Blake is kind of this more, not poor, but she's not like rich either. And she lives with her grandparents. Her mother has died, and her father just kind of disappeared. And while they're at camp, Kat's grandfather dies, and her dad comes to pick her up, and Blake sees him, and she's like, oh shit, that's my dad. And basically there's a misunderstanding, and Kat thinks that like Blake was trying to get like knew who she was and was trying to get close to her to stir up drama and stuff. But it's like all a misunderstanding on Kat's part, like completely a misunderstanding, like their fallout and everything. And I just, I don't love Kat. I think she's a spoiled princess right now, and she, she caused this misunderstanding. She wouldn't even read the dang letters that Blake sent her. So much for being a good friend, Blake is a pretty nice, like a pretty good character. I'm probably gonna give this book another 50 pages before I decide whether I'm gonna DNF it or not, especially on this vacation, since I have to go on another vacation 2 days later. So I will let you know whether I decide I'm gonna finish this book or not. All right, I am 100 pages in, and I am really enjoying this book. It's a lot of fun. I am now seeing the romances, double romances, 2 girls, 2 romances, brewing, and that's gonna be cute. I think that Kat is gonna grow on me. I think she's gonna have a lot of personal growth, which is great. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's a fun book. I can probably get a good amount read today because we're going to be staying in. I have some laundry I got to get done, and packing to do. So I'll probably go ahead and get halfway through this book today because I'm already 100 pages in. And then I can read on the plane tomorrow. And I actually found the audiobook on Spotify, so I can probably make a good dent through it tomorrow. And finish it before a trip to Michigan. So I think I'm gonna do that and finish this book and get another book in for the month of June. Yay! Good morning. We are back in South Carolina. We got back yesterday afternoon, and I went to go edit my footage for this reading vlog, and I realized the last like 3 clips or so, I don't know what happened. There's no sound and they're like sped up. If someone knows, please tell me. I've been using my iPhone to film everything, so clearly I did something wrong. But basically I finished the beach trap yesterday, a little bit after I got home. I ended up finishing it and I absolutely loved it. We follow these 2 girls and their romances as they come back together. Again, they were best friends at summer camp, and then there's a misunderstanding. The girls find out that she had the same father. Clearly that is dramatic because that means that one of them, their mom, has been cheated on. The other one is the other woman. That is very traumatic. And yeah, they don't handle it very well, and they end up having a falling out, and they don't speak for 15 years until their father dies, and he leaves them this beach house, and they have to deal with the consequences of what their father did and how he treated each of them respectively, and kind of learn to deal with that and accept it and come together as sisters. And I really liked that. I liked that there was romance, but that wasn't the forefront of this book. And yeah, I don't know that there's anything left to say. I really, really enjoyed it. I think I'm going to give it I'm stuck between a 3.75 stars and a 4 stars. I think I'm going to round up to 4 just because I really did have a good time reading this. And the reason that I would say 3.75 is because both with the sisters, excuse me, I gotta switch hands, both with the sisters and with the romances, there's some third act conflict that I wasn't a fan of. I feel like it was a little bit forced, just so that way there was a third act conflict. And I'm not sure that I loved that. It did wrap up nicely, so that's kind of why I want to lean towards a 4. I didn't love the epilogue. I feel like it wrapped everything in this super nice bow, and I would have just like kind of wanted to figure it out on my own. But the epilogue was there if you're one of those people who really likes an epilogue that wraps everything up. So yeah, that's it for this book. I have read 2 books. I actually left the other book in Miami because I'm not keeping that one because I have no desire to ever reread Liar's Beach ever again. It was fun while it lasted, but like I said, 3.5 star read. Don't plan on rereading it. Not even sure I'm going to continue the series. This one was great though, and it was a library book, so I have to return it. And yeah, thank you so much for coming along with me to Miami, Greenville and Miami. I had a great time. It was fun to read some beach reads, even though I didn't actually make it to the beach. And yeah, I will be uploading another vlog soon because I'm going to be vlogging my experience in our other vacation this summer in Michigan. So I will be uploading another vlog soon, and I will see you hopefully in that one. Bye.